potters, I am going to show you how to clear glaze your butter dish. So this has been underglazed and then it's been put back in the kiln to be fired again so that underglaze sticks on. The first thing that you're gonna do is quickly rinse this. You don't wanna soak it in the water. So I'm just gonna quickly put that underneath the water, super fast. And then I'm gonna let those dry in a safe place. Okay, so as that's drying, you can take the whisk. This is our clear glaze, okay? This is what makes it look shiny. So you're gonna take the whisk and you're gonna stir this up. Now we've already stirred it up before this video, but you'd probably, if you're the first one to use it, you probably wanna stir it up for a good 2 minutes. Make sure you're kind of whipping it up from the bottom. You don't wanna see like a layer of water underneath there. And then to clean this, you just put it in here and do that. These are tongs, and you can find these in the big cabinet by the front door. So how we're gonna do this, the other material or other supply you need is a damp sponge. So I'm just gonna rinse that a little bit. All right, so here we go. When you're using the tongs, do not put the tong right here, because it could break, it could crack, okay? So try to find a nice secure place towards the middle. Don't put it on here because you'll see why in a second. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it in, lift it out, and then while that glaze is still wet, I'm just gonna wipe this bottom off. You'll have to clean this up a little bit more once the whole thing's dry, but it helps to get that off right away. So then you're gonna take this over to your table. I'm gonna use the counter right now, but you're gonna take it over to the table and you're gonna carefully set it down, undo your tongs and push it onto the table. Let that dry and then you're gonna make sure all the glaze is off the bottom. So for the top part, here we go, same thing. I'm gonna find a good secure place. I'm gonna dip it in, bring it out. And you have to stand here and let it drip, drip, drip. If you wanted to at this point, you could kind of get some of that glaze off here. You can also do that when it dries. So it will dry pretty quickly. Let it drip dry, then take it over to your table. Again, don't do it on this counter. I'm just doing that for the video. Take it off, put it on the counter. Okay, so after it's totally dry, you need to wipe off this part because this is gonna sit on the kiln shelf and we can't have any glaze on any bottoms of the pots where it's gonna touch the kiln. And even to the point where you're gonna wanna wipe it up just a smidge on all the sides. That way, if the glaze happened to drip at all, hopefully it won't drip onto the kiln shelf. Look on the inside. Also do that on the inside. Then double check this piece. Now, some glaze didn't cover right here, so I'm actually just gonna really kind of quickly dip that corner in, because typically you only wanna dip once. If you dip too many times, if you dip more than once, your glaze can bubble and then it won't be food safe. So now you're gonna see here, I'm gonna clean up this line. I'm gonna kind of pay attention to if this was on the kiln shelf, that I don't want the glaze to go all the way down. I wanna wipe it up a little bit. If you have glaze on the bottom of your pot, or if it's not wiped up enough, it will end up being rejected from the kiln. After you're done with this, you're gonna go put it on the glaze rack in the back. Look for the sign that says glaze and put it underneath that sign. Don't stack these once they've been clear glazed. When they're underglazed, it's fine, but clear glaze, don't stack them. You're gonna set them back there like that, and that's how they'll get fired.